Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodhanana Rajananaranja Yasodhanana Rajananaranja Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jayarannamadava Anjabihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Kuti Vaishnava ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 12, Creation of the Kumaras and Others, Text 20. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Matma Bhuvadista Parikramya Giram Patim Badam Nite Amum Amantriya Vivesatapasevanam Maitreya Uvacha Evam Matma Bhuvadista Parikramya Giram Patim Badam Michamamamantriya Vivesatapasevanam Maitri Uvacha Evam Matma Bhuvadista Parikramya Giram Patim Badam Michamamamantriya Vivesatapasevanam Maitreya Uvacha Sri Maitreya said, Evam thus Atmabhuva by Brahma Adista being so requested Parikramya by circumambulating Giram of the Vedas Patim unto the master Badam that is right Iti thus Amum unto Brahma, Amantriya, thus addressing, Vivesha, entered into, Tapase, for the matter of penance, Vanam, into the forest. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus Rudra, having been ordered by Brahma, circumambulated his father, the master of the Vedas, addressing him with words of assent, he entered the forest to perform austere penances. Text 21. Atabhijayat taha sorry. Atabhijayataha sargam Dasaputra, it's okay. We're having no need to do all this together. Dasaputra pajagire bhagavat shakti yuktasya lokasantana hitava. Brahma, who was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thought of generating living entities and begot 10 sons for the extension of the generations. Marichirat yangirasu pulascha pulahakratu brikur vasistu daksascha dasamastata narada. Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulascha, Pulaha, Kratu, Brigu, Vasista, Daksha, and the 10th son, Narada, were thus born. Purport. The whole process of the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation is meant to give the conditioned souls a chance to go back home, back to Godhead. Brahma created Rudra to help him in his creative endeavor, but from the very beginning, Rudra began to devour the whole creation, and thus he had to be stopped from such devastating activities. Brahma therefore created another set of good children who were mostly in favor of worldly fruitive activities. He knew very well, however, that without devotional service to the Lord, there is hardly any benefit for the conditioned souls, and therefore he at last created his worthy son Narada, who is the supreme spiritual master of all transcendentalists. Without devotional service to the Lord, one cannot make progress in any department of activity. Although the path of devotional service is always independent of anything material, only the transcendental loving service of the Lord can deliver the real goal of life, and thus the service rendered by Sriman Narada Muni is the highest among all the sons of Brahma. Om Jnanatimirandasya Ginandana Salakya Shakshurminitam Yana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sigaro Sita Padakamanam Sigurum Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vidam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sivisakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visavana Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Lord Brahma is the secondary creator. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Atra Sarga Visargascha. First there's Sarga and then Visarga. Sarga means the primary creation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who provides the basic ingredients for the material creation. And then the secondary creation by Lord Brahma, who is taking these ingredients and then making so many arrangements. You see the power of Lord Brahma, who from his body is able to manifest so many personalities and things, and in this way he is really a creator. Somehow or other, um, in the beginning of the entire creation, the universe is still quite empty. It is at that time that Lord Brahma begins to manifest various sons from his mind. And we see that these sons are all fulfilling a different purpose in the greater plan. The greater plan is that the entire universe is an arrangement of Krishna for those souls who desire to turn away from devotional service and who desire to try and be the master and the enjoyer. So, as master and enjoyer, the living being becomes very preoccupied in his endeavors, and as a result, uh, fully forgets the Supreme Lord, and rather becomes very conditioned by fruitive desires. Yayedam Daryate Jagat, the living being is trying to manipulate the material energy for his own advantage. And how long have we played that game? How long have we tried to somehow or other manipulate the circumstances in our favor so they'll produce favorable results? And how much of that mentality are we still bringing into spiritual life? How much are we right now in the midst of spiritual life always calculating, in the name of devotional service, where is my comfort zone? In the name of devotional service, where is the service that I like? In the name of devotional service, where is the place where I want to be? And who is the center, Krishna, or are we still the center? Uh, so life after life, we have been the center, and it is very difficult to rise above that mentality. So we're seeing that through Lord Brahma, various personalities are coming, and we're seeing that the Prajapatis are those living beings who are engaged by Lord Brahma to populate the universe. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, we read that they reside on the Maharloka. So we are here. There are the three worlds: Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. There is this earthly planetary systems. There are lower worlds. There are the heavenly planets, and then beyond that, there is the Maharloka. So beyond the heavenly regions, there begins the area of sages, Mahajana and Tapalokas, and then beyond that is Brahmaloka. So it said these Prajapatis are basically sages, but they are performing austerities most of the time for the sake of producing good children. So austerity, and then they try to conceive a child. So there is a fruitive element. It may be pious, but it means trying to um, fulfill desires in the material world. We saw then Narada Muni is created as the 10th son of Brahma, and Narada Muni is the transcendental one. Narada Muni is the one who engages in devotional service, and Narada Muni is aloof from material existence. Narada Muni cares really about Krishna and nothing else. And so Narada Muni is the spiritual master of so many, who again and again is delivering transcendental knowledge. Yes, for us, clearly, Narada Muni is the role model, right? Somehow or other, Narada Muni is choosing for eternal benefit. So let us also at least put the eternal benefit in the forefront. Yes, materially, we need something. We want something. Can we just renounce everything? It's not so easy. Everything? No, even those who are renounced within their renunciation can be very attached to their uh, to their few possessions. So even there, um, even there, the same um, attachment, the same desire to lord it over the material energy and to manipulate it into our favor. That may still be there. So, um, but as long as we make spiritual life the priority, sense enjoyment is not forbidden in Krishna consciousness, but no sinful sense enjoyment. You can enjoy prasadam. We can enjoy many things, but everything must be within the regulative principles of devotional service. Then that kind of material life is not going to interfere with our spiritual advancement. And so there are different ashrams. And in these various ashrams, there may be different codes of behavior. This is all for devotional service in practice when we are cultivating our bhakti. When bhakti becomes spontaneous, then we come to that platform that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu summarized in the prayer, Naham vipranatya narapati anapi vaishya sudara naham. What was it? Naham, naham, when too many people start to echo, then it becomes worse. The second line. Naam ham varni nasir. Is there some water also? Vriya patir. No, vanasta yatir va. Kintu projana kila paramanandri tap there. Gopi Bharta Pandala Kamani. Dasana, dasana, das. Thank you. Aha. Wow. So, in the transcendental platform, these things that are important in the beginning, the choices according to Varna and Ashram, according to our natures, that disappears. In the end, it's only Krishna. And that's what it's about. And that is what Narada Muni represents. And all these other personalities are representing the intermediate stage. Rudra is another story. Yeah. Great. Rudra is actually engaged in the service of the Lord. His function is to destroy everything. Say, that's very important, right? Because we are going for the false things here. We just run after all these things that are false, and then we think, hey, I made it. And then the Rudra principle destroys it all. So this is the situation of the material world as we are facing. Everything breaks down. Even our bodies break down while we're in it. I'm experiencing it, as you can see. And we all are. The material bodies are simply are temporary. The Rudra principle is acting upon us in this material realm. But that's something we know But it's not that we're going to meditate on that constantly. If we constantly meditate, in this material world, everything is temporary, everything is temporary, nothing therefore is worthwhile. That is the process of negation. That is the process that the impersonalists are following. The impersonalists are walking around and are saying, it's all Maya. Wherever you look, Maya, 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 Maya. It's not worth it. It's just Maya. A vice, and that is a negative attitude. Right? You're just walking around saying no, 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 no to everything because it's just illusion. Vaishnav will say no. Some mucus is in the wrong place. Vaishnavas are looking to engage everything in the service of Krishna. And in this way, the Vaishnava path is a positive path. We have prohibitions. We have things that we don't touch. We have things we don't do. Right? But, and those are the sinful activities. But then we can just engage the material energy as much as possible. And this is our business. And we can even manipulate the material energy and try to control the material energy. We can create things with the material energy. We can play with the material energy for Krishna. In this way, we can easily engage this tendency that we have, because everyone has the tendency to control or to manipulate things in their favor. Great, that can be done in devotional service. If you want to be like Lord Brahma, you can become an artist or a manager, and you can control. Right? If you want to just somehow or other manipulate things in your favor, you can go out on book distribution and somehow or other take that Lakshmi out of someone's pocket. There are, in other words, we can engage these propensities. If you're not a great preacher and you sort of want to be a grihasta, then you can have 12 children and in this way increase the sankirtana movement. Why not? Yes. Somehow or other, why not? In this way, we can, we can engage our conditioned natures. No need to just renounce the world in a very rigid way. No need to enter into a cave. No need to fast. No need to stand on nails, actually. No need. Why would you do such a thing? Number one is, if we do it to be austere, okay, but there's no need for such austerities. If we do it to activate the pressure points on our feet so that we'll stay healthy, you're not going to stay healthy anyway. Don't worry about it. It doesn't work. No, you do. I didn't know that. I didn't see everyone standing on it this morning. Yeah. What to do. All these things, yes. Yes, Srila Prabhupada would say we are, if we try so hard to be healthy, that's not going to work because the material energy will anyway make us ill. So yes, something is done for health, but the main thing is simply devotional service. The main thing is somehow or other let us get absorbed in that devotional service as much as possible. I like to use the example of the balance, and that we are putting different things in the scale. So sinful activities we will not put in the scale. But then we have some material activities that are allowed that we put in the scale, like, so some sense enjoyment, that pious, that goes in the scale. And then we have pure unalloyed devotional service that goes also in the scale. So let the weight of our pure devotional service be more than the weight of all the other things. Let's put most of our energy there, regardless of ashram. Right? In different ashrams, there may be different goats. Sannyas is supposed to be, okay, put all your weight on the spiritual grihastha ashram. Some is for Krishna, some is for me, and like this. But ultimately, I maintain also my grihastha ashram as a place where we can cultivate Krishna consciousness. So then it's indirectly also favorable for Krishna consciousness. And then even there, let's do something. Let's do something. I have a disciple who somehow or other wound up in jail, and he came out yesterday. and he sort of, so I heard about it, that he was out. So I wrote him, and then he wrote me back. And he said, he said, I don't know what I'm going to do with Krishna consciousness, I have a lot of dark sanskaras. I said, okay. So what do you say then to someone who has a lot of dark sanskaras? Do you also have a lot of dark sanskaras? So what do we do about that? Well, I told him, we need all the mercy we can get, right? So just look for mercy. Wherever you can find it, look for mercy. And then, because, your dark sanskaras, you may have them or you may not have them, but then in the end, what are we going to do? Are you just going to sit there with your dark sanskaras? Me and my dark sanskaras. Sounds pretty gloomy, right? Not something where you would want to stay, right? Now, I know if you have dark sanskaras, it's not easy to get the strength to chant 64 rounds or something like that. That may be hard. So that may not be the immediate solution, right? Even 16 may be a struggle. Well, if that's the case, then anyway, do whatever you can do and look for mercy, because then the dark sanskaras will diminish. Anartapasamam saksad bhakti yoga madokshaje. See, devotional service purifies the heart automatically. And that's what it's about. We just engage in something in devotional service, and that purifies our heart. We're not playing the game, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the purest of all? If we go that route, then who is so pure? Who never has a sinful thought or 1,000 sinful thoughts or more? Who doesn't? Who doesn't have that? That's the not so simple. But devotional service is the one thing that gives us mercy, and that mercy will lift us up. So all of us are in the same boat. We are in great need for mercy, and therefore let us look for it wherever we can find it, and because that will change us. It will change our desires. It is all desire that counts. we all have desire, and think of desire like a beam of light. Where are you directing the desire? Where is it? Huh? Your light goes on a certain object, big spotlight. What are we putting in the spotlight? Huh? That is what our desire is. So gradually, that spotlight may now be on different material things, but by serving Krishna, automatically the spotlight goes towards Krishna. That is what happens, right? Automatically towards Krishna. So this is our process. And personalities like Narada Muni are showing by example. We remember how Narada is telling his own life, which is very interesting, how he's explaining how he did it, how he attained perfection. Not without struggle, with struggle, but he did make advancement and so on. So we also are expected. We may expect some struggle in spiritual life. It's meant to be. It's not meant to be easy. Krishna designed this material world as a place where you struggle, and in the age of Kali, a little bit more. Why? Because in the age of Kali, we are particularly sinful. So because we are particularly sinful in this age, therefore there's a little bit of extra austerity in this age. It's described in the Satya Yuga, grains grow on by themselves. You don't need to do any agriculture. They just grow. Pick some grains, make a chapati, or something like that. Very easy. Now, poof, like you have to work on the land, the bullock or tractor, but like this, hard work to grow these things. Mm-hmm. Or you have to get a job, and then you can pay a lot of money to buy your food. It's very expensive. Vedic culture is just growing everywhere. And it's not cold. The weather is, in Satya Yuga, the weather is nice. So you can just focus on spiritual life and eat some nice fruits from the trees, like that. You don't need whole foods or all these things. Things are naturally available. So currently, we are in a situation where struggle is quite strong. In this age of Kali, there is struggle. And that doesn't go away when we take to spiritual life. That struggle is still there. And so we all struggle. Welcome. Welcome to the world. We all struggle. Everyone. What to do? But it's easier to struggle together. That's called ashram life. It's easier. It's harder to kind of struggle on your own. You might lose the battle. So we stick together. Not that it is always so easy to be together, but especially with these people, excuse me, whoever they are. At first you think anybody in the Hare Krishna movement must be a saint. Then you think, now I know the truth. Now I know how they really are. They're not so saintly. And then the next stage, you start to see they're saintly after all, even although they have their quirks. I was talking about that with Jadvaita Mars the other day about the quirks of a senior Vaishnava. And then Maharaj said, yeah, it's very interesting. He said, as a devotee becomes more advanced, the quirks become charming. It's like, it's interesting. So let's not worry too much about the quirks. There are lots of them in people. And yeah, we can, especially in an ashram where you're sitting on top of each other, you get a close-up look at everybody else, and you can see them very clearly. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because that's not so important. The attachment to Krishna will come to the forefront, and as the attachment to Krishna comes to the forefront, then uh, all the particular idiosyncrasies, so to use a word like that instead of quirks, the idiosyncrasies of a person don't matter so much anymore. Uh, Whereas in the beginning, we're really looking at people from like, "Whoa, why are they like that? I mean, how can he speak like this? I mean, I mean, can't he just be normal? Can he just do, what is normal? Well, I am normal, and everyone and nobody else is, obviously. So people who are more like me, they are more normal, and people who are different from me, they're abnormal. Isn't that sort of how it works? Uh, Anyway, so we get so carried away by looking at people and their particular uh, natures and so on, but those are not so important. Because everybody, if they stay around, their attachment to devotional service and to Krishna will grow, and actually they'll become really wonderful. Yeah, everyone will become wonderful. So in the end, all those people who are so different all come together and begin to appreciate each other and don't care about these differences at all, and just see, yes, very transcendental and very charming quirks you have. So it is interesting how it the dynamics of becoming purified, especially in this age of Kali, where we are so weak, but somehow or other, together, uh, together, um, we can push forward and yeah, and follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni. And so let us not get distracted by material goals and desires. If we need some, fine, but not the sinful ones. And for the rest, let us follow Mahajana Yenagata Sapanta in the footsteps of the great Mahajans. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, any comments? Yeah. There's always a microphone, but if there's always a microphone that's not there, and then we need 5 minutes to turn it on. And oh, it's here. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for such pearls of wisdom.
What was it?
Pearls of wisdom.
Pearls of wisdom.
I had one. I had many questions. One of them is, um, what is the difference between being attached and being responsible? For example, we can say that Krishna has given me this material body, so I need to take care of it. That can be on a platform of responsibility, or it can be on platform of being attached.
There's Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. There's devotional service according to rules and regulations, and there's spontaneous devotional service. Naturally, in the stage of Vaidhi Bhakti, we are taking responsibility to act according to the scriptures, according to the words of the acharyas, and so on. And we take responsibility to very carefully live like that. In the on the spontaneous platform, that responsibility is automatic, and we just are serving out of attachment. And that's the only difference. Vaidhi and Raganuga, serving according to rules and regulations, and spontaneous. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I heard from senior devotees that sometimes two devotees, they come together and they marry, and instead of producing children, they have an agreement to instead dedicate themselves to the mission fully or whatever, do sankirtan. So the question is this bona fide? Is it a thing? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's bona fide, but I don't think it's a model that would work for many. You know, I think, generally speaking, when a man and woman come together, naturally there's also some attraction, male-female attraction will be there. So it may not be so simple to just make some agreement, and now we will only distribute books and live like a brahmachari and a brahmacharini. We can try for a while, but it looks to me a little artificial in most cases. There may be some special case, but it's not that it's not bona fide. It's bona fide, but looks like almost impossible to do. Only for like exceptional, extraordinary, super people. For us ordinary people, just be married, and if you want to choose that ashram, just be married and engage in the proper procedure, kamusmi bharatar, to try and have children. When I was a grihastha at an earlier stage in my life, my spiritual master once told me, my spiritual master then was Bhavananda Prabhu, and he told me, you should have sex once a month. And I was like, ooh. I said, whoa. I kind of, then he shook his head. He said, you are too much in the mode of goodness. Anyway, but he did relieve me from that instruction. But to get married and live like a brahmachari, it's a little artificial. Even for many brahmacharis, it's artificial to live like a brahmachari. Any other questions?
Where is that line that helps us to see if we are doing this in the name of devotional service, or are we doing this for ourselves? So how do we not fall like to the trap of Maya and to the trap of our mind?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Am I sitting on this seat out of pure devotional service, or am I sitting on this seated because it's soft and cushy and elevated? It's very difficult to figure that out. But it doesn't matter, because even if you are engaging in mixed devotional service, you get purified and the mix will go. It's like the glass of water with a drop of ink, and you keep on adding water. Eventually it will come clear. So even mixed devotional service is okay. For sure, we are engaging in mixed devotional service. For sure, there's no way that we can avoid it, even if we try. It's not going to work. It's only the devotional service itself that will bring us, mixed devotional service will bring us to pure devotional service. And of course, that doesn't mean that, okay, now I got it. We got a license for mixed devotional service, bring it, let's mix everything that we can. Not like that. We try to avoid mixed devotional service, mixed motives, but there will be some. There will be. It's not possible to avoid. We are quite mixed up. Now, finito. That's finished. No one wants the mic anymore. He does. Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You mentioned destruction as a form of devotion. My question would be, how does one become certain of their own unique means of or form of devotion based on our own gifts and idiosyncrasies and individuality?
Yeah, that role of destruction is particularly Rudra's service. But it's not that we should think, yeah, I'll do that, I'll start destroying as my devotional service. No. That's only for Rudra. That's for Rudra. Our service is to do something. We're all born in this age, the age of Lord Chaitanya. So therefore, now the purpose is sankirtana and nothing else. So we should just be part of that. And we are meant to somehow or other be part of that. So it's not, should I be part of sankirtana? No, we should be. The question is, how can we be part of it? Yeah, some may perform kirtan, others may distribute books, others may give a talk, others may do a dance, whatever it is, something. But Harinam Sankirtan is the central focus. Prabhupada used an example of a poster that was available in India, and it was a railway poster, and it was about to keep the wheels turning, that everything in the railway centers around keeping the wheels turning. So some people sell tickets, some people are driving a train. It doesn't matter. They're all part of keeping the wheels turning. And the whole railway, whether you work in the back in an office, it's to keep the wheels turning. So same thing. We're all here to just increase the sankirtan. That's what it's about. More chanting, more transcendental knowledge out there, more books out there, more mercy. Flood the whole world with mercy. Let us become an agent of mercy. So if you can become an agent of mercy, then you fulfill your purpose. And that is our purpose, to be agents of mercy. And how you're going to do it? Maybe some adjustment, but the Maha Mantra has to be part of it. Because Harinama, Harinama, Harinama Eva Kevalam, the chanting is what it's about in this age. So to be an agent of mercy, to make the chanting part of it. Sometimes people, it doesn't mean you always have to go very direct. You can also first go a little indirect. First you cook it up for people. Then they come because they like to eat, and then say, well, there's some music also. Make a little music in this. Other times you can go more direct. That you have to judge. But you have to be an agent of mercy to fulfill your purpose in life. If you don't become an agent of mercy, you'll be below your level of what you're meant to be. Yes.
Do we have to, is there a way we can engage the lower modes in devotional service? Or
Is there a way we can
engage the lower modes?
the lower ones?
Passion
Lower
and
modes.
modes,
Sorry.
passion and ignorance in devotional service, or should we have to come to mode of goodness to go to the mode of transcendence?
Can you sleep for Krishna? Huh? What? You can eat in this temple also. If you sleep in this temple, you get eternal spiritual benefit. Yeah. So we can connect the mode of ignorance and bring transcendence in there. Right? It's not, we can connect the mode of passion. Right? The mode of ignorance we try to overcome, but we have a bit of it. Right? Passion, we have so much passion because we want sense gratification. And it's very difficult to give it up. So we engage that passion by doing the things we want to do, karma yoga. Do the things you really want to do, and do them for Krishna. It's like me, I like music. I mean, my whole life from childhood, I played some instrument, right? And so it's always stayed with me. But now, if it's not Krishna, if it's not kirtan, I'm not interested anymore. But there was a time I was, so somehow or other, by connecting the music with Krishna, it became purified. It became connected to Krishna. Now I want to do only kirtan. So like this, we can engage our propensities that arise from the mode of passion and ignorance and purify them by connecting them with Krishna, and then we become attached to Krishna. Yeah. Breaking microphone.
So even after years of practice, we know that sometimes dark samskara can come up.
Oh, the dark samskaras.
And
watch out for them.
Yeah, some thoughts may come up even.
Ay, ay, ay.
And we know in theory, we know that when these kind of thoughts come up, and we have to turn to Krishna, we have to seek devotees.
And you're lucky if it's only thoughts. What if the dark sanskara makes you do something?
Yeah. We know that we have to seek the association with devotees. And
association of devotees.
Pray to Krishna.
Pray to Krishna.
But in that particular moment, it's difficult.
It's very difficult. Because of the dark samskaras.
Yeah, so if you can share some, I don't know, some practical ways to deal with the situation.
What to do, yeah. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, because of the strong affliction of the lower modes of material nature, because of previous association with sinful activities, therefore the attachments to these things are deeply rooted within the heart and pull at us. What can we do? What can we do? Yes, association with devotees. Yes, chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, taking Krishna Prasadam. Yes, living in a temple. Yes, working hard. Yes, listening to recordings. Yes, 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 praying on our knees in front of the deities. Yes, yes, yes. All these things, all of them at the same time. All of them. All that mercy. You need it all. Don't leave out anything. Getting up early for Mangalarti. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Trying to chant good rounds. Yes. 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 Focus. Yes. So, and that's why Srila Prabhupada created this movement, so that all these activities are bundled together in one place, right? In one movement where we can just engage in them and together with others who are also doing. And imagine you would not be here. Imagine you would be alone somewhere in probably a real cheap place in New York, alone with your bead bag. You and your bead bag and you. What would life look like? And then you realize you're not alone. You realize that the dark sanskaras are also there. Tough. So better stay here. But then the problem is that then people bring their dark sanskaras to the temple. So you got to keep your dark sanskaras under control when you're in the temple. Otherwise, it gets a bit too much. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop now.
This helps. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Granta